I never imagined a millionaire would change my life after hearing my heartbreaking plea. I will never forget the day everything fell apart. It was a Tuesday. The sun was hiding. The air felt heavy, thick with the scent of rain. I sat on the cold steps of my crumbling apartment, tears streaming down my cheeks. My heart raced, pounding painfully against my ribs. I had just lost my job. I could still hear my boss's dismissive words echoing in my mind. "You don't belong here." Those words sliced through me like a knife. My hands trembled as I clutched my phone, gazing at my empty bank account. I needed hope. I needed a miracle. As if summoned by my desperation, a stranger approached. I hadn't noticed him at first. He appeared out of nowhere, draped in an expensive suit that seemed too bright for the gray world around me. His eyes, piercing and curious, held a spark of intrigue. "What's got you down?" he asked, his voice smooth like silk but laced with urgency. I hesitated, confused. Why was this man standing before me? Did he really care? But something in his gaze demanded honesty. So, I spilled my heart, every painful truth. My dying dream of a better life, the crushing weight of bills, my little sister depending on me. He listened, really listened, as if my words were priceless treasures. I could feel the warmth rising from his body, his presence enveloping me in a strange comfort. In that moment, everything felt surreal. The world around us faded. It was just him and me. Suddenly, I noticed a glint on his wrist. A diamond-studded watch that screamed wealth. My stomach twisted. Why was he here? What did he want? Then, in a heartbeat, he pulled out a black card, slick and intimidating. My breath hitched. "You could change everything," he said, his voice low, almost conspiratorial. My heart raced. Was I dreaming? This man could help, but why? There had to be a catch. The rain began to fall, soft at first, then heavier, like the weight of my doubts. My instincts screamed for me to walk away, yet a flicker of hope surged. Could he be my answer? As I looked into his eyes, the suspense clawed at my chest. Who was this man? What did he see in me? The air crackled with tension, questions swirling like storm clouds. Just as I opened my mouth to ask, he slipped the card into my trembling hand and whispered, "You have no idea how this could change everything. Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The days that followed blurred together, draped in uncertainty. That black card weighed heavily in my pocket, a tangible reminder of hope and anxiety intertwined. It was a lifeline, yet a thread that could snap at any moment. Every thought I had revolved around the man in the suit, the stranger who had seen me in my despair and offered a glimmer of possibility. Despite my apprehension, I found myself staring at the card late one night, its glossy surface reflecting the dim light of my scuffed lamp. The thought of calling him terrified me. What if he only wanted to exploit my vulnerability? But then, the image of my little sister's face flickered in my mind. She was my everything, her laughter a fragile thread of joy in a world growing darker by the day. I couldn't let fear paralyze me. As dawn broke, I clutched my phone tightly and dialed the number. Each ring echoed in my chest like the thud of an approaching storm. When he answered, his voice smoothed out my jitters, grounding me for a moment. "I knew you'd call," he said, almost teasing. "Meet me tomorrow at the cafe on 5th. Well, take it from there. The next day, the air was crisp with the promise of change. I arrived early, nerves weaving tightly in my stomach. The cafe, vibrant and bustling, felt worlds apart from the shadow of my crumbling apartment. As I settled into a corner booth, watching patrons wrap their hands around steaming cups, the sight of families and friends brought a pang of longing. Would I ever experience that sense of belonging again? And then he walked in. The sunlight caught the edges of his sleek suit as he navigated through the tables, a magnet of purpose. He approached me with an easy, charming smile that felt both reassuring and unsettling. "You're on time," he noted, sliding into the seat across from me. "I like that. Do you do this often?" I couldn't help but ask, my voice tinged with skepticism. "Not with just anyone," he replied, locking eyes with me, his expression turning serious. "But you're different." His words dripped with a sincerity that both floored and frightened me. "Why?" I probed, yearning to peel back the layers of this enigma. "Because you're willing to fight," he said, his gaze unwavering. "You're at a crossroads, and I'm here to help you navigate it. But it comes at a cost." The weight of those words lodged in my throat. What was his definition of cost? Before I could voice my concerns, he reached into his bag, pulling out a folder filled with pristine sheets of paper. "I'd like to offer you a chance to work with me. You'd be supporting my charitable initiatives. It involves a lot of brainstorming, planning, and, if you want, some public speaking." The shock of his proposal crashed over me. "Charity work?" I stammered, the dissonance of my reality clashing with his gilded offer. "What qualifies me for that? To have a story worth telling," he stated, leaning forward. "You have passion, determination. That's what matters. You can inspire others." A small flicker of hope ignited in my chest, but skepticism quickly snuffed it out. "And what if I fail?" My voice trembled. "What if I crash and burn? What if I can't live up to your expectations?" His gaze softened. "Then we learn from it together. I won't abandon you. You're not a financial transaction to me." A moment of silence hung heavily between us, the noise of the cafe fading into an echo. Just then, a couple at the next table burst into laughter, their hands entwined. I fought down the gnawing envy. I was alone on this journey, or so I thought. The conversation flowed, rich and engaging,